could you name like the 5 biggest moments in your career, in your opinion?
Yeah, 5 biggest moments in my career. I would say going triple platinum on my first album, being that young, being the youngest to ever do it. Um, and not in no particular order, just naming my top 5 highlights that I see. Uh, Performing with Madonna at the Grammys, meeting President Barack Obama, getting invited to the White House, and doing work with Michelle Obama. That's 3, right?
Yeah. But maybe that's 4. You said platinum, youngest to ever do it, performing with Madonna, and meeting Barack and Michelle Obama.
Yeah. Let's do that. That's cool.
Let's cover what's coming up this season on Growing Up Hip Hop. So I know there's a special episode that includes you.
Okay.
Can you tell us about the major bomb that you drop about your tour?
Yeah, the major bomb about the tour is that, it's been postponed. You know what I mean? I mean, as everybody knows, but, with production, you always sometimes have to go back and, talk about things that's, I don't want to confuse you or confuse anybody, but like, even though we live in present time, we still have to go back and get things that, that the people didn't know, or my first initial reaction to getting the news that the tour was being postponed. That was the biggest letdown so far, and not just with the show announcement, but just in my life period, because it was something that, me and Omarion was looking forward to. The fans really wanted me a part of this one, and we made it happen. Yeah. And we got to like show 5 or show 6, and then, everything just went down here from there. But we announced some good news about the tour too, so it's not all just bad business. And a lot of my fans been bugging me, DMing me and asking me like, what's up with the tickets? Do we have to return them? What are we doing? And it's like, no, just hold on to them. We will be back. And, like we're seeing the world is starting to open up now slowly, but that's a good sign for people like myself and, touring companies of that nature, when everything is starting to get into like phase 4 and 5, because when it gets to that point, then, it's time to start rerouting and get on the
road. So for the few cities that you were able to hit, which one did you enjoy the most?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we started off hot. I mean, we started off in Louisville, Kentucky. They showed out. New York, we did Madison Square Garden. You already know, me and Brian in New York. That's a no-brainer. Philly, we did DC. We did some major markets that haven't seen me in quite some time, but these are my biggest markets when you talk about Bow. So, they all were just, it was crazy, man. We were just getting started.
Damn. So I know you mentioned that there is like a little bit of positive news. Can you give us that right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's why we never said the word cancel. I think when you hear cancel means it's over.
Yeah.
Right? Cancel means it's finished. It's not happening. So for us, we knew even in the tour meeting that we gotta do this. There's just too much money involved. The touring company have spent so much money that, and the tour it's a success.
Yeah.
Right? We're putting 18,000, 20,000, screaming girls in the stands, and we got to go. We signed our contracts. We want to, me and O, we signed our contracts. We want to make sure our fans see this show. We want them to get this show. They asked for it. And, so the good news is, yes, the Millennium Tour 2020 will still continue. It is not canceled. It's postponed. As of right now, we are actually, I would want to say, let's say this, we're in phase 2 now. The tour is in phase 2. We were in phase 0. Now we're in phase 2. We know that we're going out. We're starting to, call the buildings back, the arenas back, starting to get our dates back. So we're in phase 2. By phase 5, we should be on the tour buses pulling up in somebody's city. So it's going down.
Bet. Who are some of like when you were, coming up, who are some of your musical influences then? And would you say that they've stayed the same throughout the years, or do you have different musical influences now?
My musical influences have stayed the same, pretty much. Snoop, of course, my aunt who found me. Aside from aunt, LL Cool J, somebody who, who I have a great relationship with. Somebody who, when I look at him and I look at his career, he was a heartthrob to girls. Started out young, was a rapper, actor, host. Has the same job titles as myself. Somebody who I definitely look up to and idolize. Snoop and LL Cool J are my guys, and of course Puff. You know, I take different things from each of my big homies. I call them my big homies, and they give me so many, you know, lessons. And I take my you know, if it's the nightclub and the lifestyle scene, I take that from Puff. If it's, you know, the hosting and doing things the right way, and you know, when I got to CBS and I did CSI Siren, it was LL Cool J. That was the guy. It was me and LL. We were the two rapper actors underneath the CBS umbrella. And then you got a guy like Snoop, who is just my life coach. Is, you know, someone who I don't call Jermaine for lifely things. Even though me and Jermaine, we speak every day, all day, which that's true. But Snoop, I can get advice from, you know, whether it's business or if it's personal life. Yeah. I can go to those guys for just about anything. And no, that my list will never change. It'll always be, you know, those guys.
So I want to ask you, throughout your career, what has been, you know, the most fun for you? Like, is music your first love, or is it equal to acting?
Performing. I love the only thing about the music side of things I love to perform. I love to entertain. I like to do it live. You know, I like to watch the reaction of the fans. I like for them to enjoy the music. It just hits different than being in the studio and it's just me there creating it. It's like when I'm creating the music, I'm like, is this gonna rock the arena? You know, it's like a weird little process. I don't know why it's like that, but it's weird. But I mean, I would honestly say, I talk to my boys about this all the time. I'm 33, I'm still young, and I told them I want to be known as the only young artist to come and do it and retire from the genre as far as me having to make new music. Like, you know what I mean? It's about working harder, not smarter. And for me, I know what TV and film gets me, and I know where it takes me.
Yeah.
And that's why when I started out early, I did like Mike around the same time as I dropped my first album, leading up to my second album, because I knew, like, just as much as people put me in that category of music, it's like, nah, you got to put me in the category of acting too. Because I started them both at the same time. So it's not like he's a rapper. No, I'm really both. And I'm probably, I don't want to say the only person who can really say it, but by me doing them at the exact same time, I feel like it's fair for me. I can have a decision. If I wanted to pick one or the other, I could pick. And film, I find more happiness. I find is more organized, more money involved. But for me, it's not even about the money. It's about what makes me happy. And when I do film and television, I call the shots. You know, I can have my daughter with me. I can get more family time, and it allows me to enjoy the things that I worked so hard for. You know, I'm able to vacate. I'm able to, because for a minute I'm like, yo, how the hell all these celebrities is vacationing like God? And they're like, why do they work? Come to find out, they might do a movie for 4 months, made like 12 million, and they ain't got to do nothing else for probably the next 3-4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, like, that's smart work, and that's what I got to get to. And I know that television and film will get me there. So as of right now, I'm going to always love music. I love to perform, but I would have to choose being in front of the camera, creating, and also producing TV, which I'm already doing, producing film, which I'm doing. That is my love. That's what I love to do.
So I think this is our last question before you have to go. I have so much more I want to ask you, but what is some advice you have for aspiring, entertainers in general, whether they're artists or whether they're actors?
Whether you use auto-tune and sing on anything, it'll be a hit. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, well, I'm dead.
No, I mean, I would say, with anything in life, I mean, it's pretty simple. I think people put too much onto stuff. You know, whatever it is in life that you want to do it. Go for it. You know, there's no boundaries. There's no one that can tell you no. Maybe a hater, but who listens to those? You just got to just keep it pushing and understand where you want to be at in life. Like, for me, I understand where I want to go. I know what it's going to take for me to get to that point, and I'm going to go about it the way I'm going to go about it, which is dedication, focus, and loving what you do. I think a lot of times you get people that just do it for this and not knowing that if you do it because you actually love it, the money will come. You know, I think the people that make the biggest checks and make the most money because they actually love doing it. That's their life, and that just comes with it. So I would say stay focused, stay grounded, set a standard for yourself. Not a low one, not a medium one, but a high one. Push yourself. elevate, go for it. We'll speak again. You had the best questions of the day.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
No doubt.
Bye.
All right, baby girl.